Lester Berganyo is a provide citizen, while Peter Parungo was a former detainee of CIDG due to a charge of rape that has been cleared. Romel Bactat, Cervo, Palma, and Parunga were charged with the task of collecting and verifying information provided by police officers in the field concerning arrests, deaths of individuals named in the list of drug personalities, and creating summary reports. All of these reports would then be encoded and compiled by Lester Berganyo. The compilation is thereafter elevated to Sir Leonardo, who will decide what level the arrest or killing was and its corresponding reward. Rewards were only given for killings, while for arrests only for the funding of Copland, and refund for operational expenses was given. I saw how these individuals operated when I would visit my friend in CIDG 11. He conveyed that the task force would be structured differently and that he submitted a document to Bongo detailing the task force operation, including an overview of the current drug landscape in the Philippines. I was informed that the drug structure originated from Bucor, where numerous drug lords are currently incarcerated, and that it has 3 branches, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, with Peter Lim involved in the Visayas region. Once the task force became operational, I later learned that all Copland's funds, refunds for operational expenses, and rewards for agents were processed through the account of Peter Parungo. Currently, Lester Berganyo maintained a comprehensive list of the drug personalities of the Philippines. Leonardo conducted briefings for all PIDEA, IG regional directors, and PNP chiefs regarding the drug situation. Additionally, if any individual died during police operations, Leonardo will report the incidents to Bongo for inclusion in the weekly report and request for refunds of operational expenses. Leonardo had final authority to determine who would be included in the list of drug personalities and to classify their threat level, as well as the discretion to remove individuals from the list. Furthermore, in 2016, while I was at the CIDG office following up the appointments of my personnel, I overheard Padilla discussing drug activities at the Davao Penal Colony with Leonardo. Padilla specifically identified certain Bucor officers involved in drug trade, notably mentioning an officer named Ginto, who was subsequently killed along with other Bucor members. These are the critical facts I personally know regarding the drug war of the previous administration. I am prepared to provide additional details and information in a supplemental affidavit or during an executive session at the discretion of the committee. I affirm the truthfulness and accuracy of the above statements to assist in the investigation by the Joint Committee, Your Honors.
Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead, SDS.
Mr. Chairman, alam mo, papasalamat ako kay Ma'am Garma. And no, alam po natin ang nararamdaman mo. Pero kaya ako umakyat, nanonood po ako sa TV, sa baba. Mukhang itong committee na to parang pinilit ka para magsalita. Kaya ka umiiyak. Baka sabihin ang Quadcom pinilit ka para magsumite ng affidavit at basahin mo. Umiiyak ka. So gusto po namin kasi na pakita mo talaga na kusang loob ang sasabihin mo dito sa Quadcom. Wala pong sapilitan at galing po sa puso nyo ang pagsasalita. So kaya po ako umakyat, nasa baba ako, kausap ko yung mga ibang kasama natin. Ma'am Garma, alam ko naman po yung sitwasyon nyo. May nanonood po sa atin buong Pilipinas, lalo na sa Mindanao. Alam ko po kung ano nararamdaman nyo. Pero pakita nyo naman po, in the interest of fairness of every Filipino, pakita po natin yung fairness dito. Kung titignan nyo po yung mukha nyo sa TV, ang analisa po namin, parang itong committee na to, which is ako na bigla, may affidavit kayo. Kaya ako po sana, kung pwede, kasi hindi po naiintindihan yung mga binabasa nyo, yung mga nanonood. Yung affidavit nyo, hindi po naiintindihan yung mga televiewers natin. Kung kayo nandito, naiintindihan nyo, pero pag nasa TV kayo, hindi nyo po naiintindihan yung mga sinasabi nyo. Mr. Chair, on that note, kung pwede po, magpahingat siya, huwag siya umiyak, sabihin niya lahat in a clear reading, in a clear words. Ako po, I move sana para basahin niya ulit yung kanyang affidavit, Mr. Chairman. Salamat po.
Siguro, Ms. Roina Garma, we will give you time to be composed. And we cannot blame you doon sa inyong emotion. Ako rin, nabigla din ako doon kasi it's a sudden turnaround, no? From the last mga hearings po natin. And suddenly, we will be receiving an affidavit like this, no? Siguro, malapat lang pong sabihin natin sa committee to kung somebody forces you to execute an affidavit like this. That a while ago, the reason why we're asking Congressman Manuel to hold his gun, kasi nga I was able to see the affidavits and I really wanted to read muna for a while. And 4 pages lang naman po yun. So, nakakagulat din po yung nilalaman ng inyong affidavit dahil a complete turnaround. So, meron po bang pumilit sa inyo para i-execute itong affidavit na to?
Wala po, Mr. Chair. It took me 1 week to make some reflections po.
And what pushes you to execute?
I realize the truth will always set us free, Mr. Chair. And at least I will be able to contribute if we really want to make this country a better place to live and for our children. I think we have to do something para maibalik po yung trust sa PNP, magkaroon po ng reform sa PNP, and yung tiwala po ng mga tao, whether victims of criminals sa gobyerno.
Kanina po may sinasabi kayo na natatakot kayo sa buhay nyo at sa pamilya nyo. Saan po kayo natatakot?
Of course po, it's normal, Mr. Chair, when you speak the truth, you cannot please everyone. And it's normal to anybody to have that mixed emotion. But still, it took me 1 week to make reflections. And I realized I need to do my part po.
Dahil po ba sa relasyon nyo sa nakaraang administrasyon kay former president? Kaya po ang damdamin nyo po ay mixed emotion?
Normal lang naman bilang tao po, Mr. Chair. Pero what prevailed after a week of reflection is, I always say, the truth will always set me free. I want a better place, a better PNP, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Ma'am Garma, we are all on the same page. Kaya ginagawa po natin to para sa taong bayan. Maayos, yung PNP, mawala, ang extrajudicial killing, yung drugs. Kaya nandito po tayo. Yung sinasabi niyo po, we are totally agree on that. Kaya gusto ko lang pong i-clear at sinagot nyo na walang pumilit, nag-meditate ka for how many days before you prepared that affidavit na bigla nga ako ngayong Quadcom hearing na meron po kayong affidavit. So on that note, Ma'am Garma, pag-compose na po kayo, ayos na po kayo, pwede nyo po ulit basahin ang inyong affidavit. Salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. SDS, are we going to ask Ms. Garma to read again
Please, Mr. Chairman.
yung kanyang affidavit, no? We hope, kasi kanina medyo hindi ko rin po naiintindihan, no? Luckily, I was able to read na yung ating pong affidavit. So, siguro kung compose na po kayo, para po maintindihan, kasi napaka-importante po nito, no? Nung binabasa ko din po, medyo na-shock din po ako. So, basically, siguro, we will give you another chance para po mabasa itong affidavit as requested and moved by SDS Don Gonzales. So, now, you have the floor again, Ma'am Rohina Garma.